Let me introduce you to a molecule with a name that sounds like your friendly neighbor. But this one's way more useful and doesn't steal your Amazon packages. SAMe. Short for S-adenosylmethionine. Now I know, it sounds like the scientific name for a space mineral or the cousin of a prescription drug, but SAMe is actually something your own body makes. And what it does? Oh, just casually supports your mood, helps your joints stop sounding like Rice Krispies, assists your liver with its daily detox drama, and plays a vital role in your DNA's repair system. You know, nothing major. Just basically everything. So, let's get nerdy in a fun way. SAMe is made in your liver from an amino acid called methionine, plus a splash of ATP, which is the main energy molecule your body uses for, well, being alive. Once formed, SAMe steps into its role as the body's primary methyl donor. What's methylation? Think of it as the body's way of tagging stuff for action, turning genes on or off, breaking down toxins, processing hormones, and most famously making neurotransmitters like serotonin, dopamine, and norepinephrine. If those sound familiar, it's because they're the A-list celebrities of mental health. When methylation is humming along, you feel sharp, focused, and emotionally balanced. But when SAMe is running low, whether from stress, aging, a poor diet, or one too many nights of just one more drink, everything slows down. Neurotransmitters tank, detox stalls, and mood issues show up like unwanted party guests. That's when supplementing with SAMe can be a game changer. Now here's where it gets real exciting. SAMe has been shown in multiple studies to work just as well as antidepressant medications, especially SSRIs, for treating major depression. Let that sink in. A natural compound made in your own body, performing on the same level as drugs that come with black box warnings and a mile-long list of side effects. Not only that, but SAMe often works faster than SSRIs, sometimes in as little as 1 to 2 weeks compared to the standard 4 to 6 weeks those meds usually take. That's huge, especially if you're stuck in the emotional equivalent of a Netflix buffering screen. But unlike SSRIs, SAMe doesn't flatten your emotions, mess with your libido, or turn you into a sleep-deprived zombie. It's non-addictive, doesn't cause withdrawal, and doesn't leave you emotionally numb or staring at a wall, wondering where your spark went. And while we're at it, it doesn't cause weight gain either, which we all know can be the ultimate slap in the face when you're already down. So why aren't more doctors handing this out like hotcakes? Well, there's a catch. You can't patent SAMe, it's a naturally occurring molecule. And without patent protection, Big Pharma can't slap a billion-dollar price tag on it. That's why you're more likely to hear about SAMe on Reddit, PubMed, or from a friend in a supplement rabbit hole than in your doctor's office. But don't worry, I'm here to spill all the tea. Now, SAMe isn't just a mental health ninja, it's also a liver superhero. It plays a key role in the production of glutathione, the liver's main antioxidant and detox compound. If your liver were a nightclub bouncer, glutathione would be its black belt, and SAMe helps keep that bouncer strong. Studies show SAMe can improve liver enzyme levels, reduce inflammation, and help prevent progression of fatty liver disease, alcohol-related damage, and hepatitis. Basically, SAMe helps your liver keep working, even if you haven't exactly treated it like a temple. And if that's not enough, SAMe is also a major player in joint health. People with osteoarthritis often experience significant pain relief and improved mobility from SAMe without relying on NSAIDs like ibuprofen or naproxen. Studies have shown that SAMe performs just as well as NSAIDs for joint pain, with a fraction of the side effects. It may take 4 to 8 weeks to see full effects, but many people report steady improvement, better flexibility, and even reduced stiffness over time. It actually helps your body produce more proteoglycans, the spongy molecules that make cartilage squishy and bouncy instead of brittle and painful. You know, the way knees should be. So let's take inventory. So far, we've got mood support rivaling prescription meds, liver detox on beast mode, joint protection without eating a hole through your stomach lining, and we're just warming up. Here's another lesser-known benefit. It supports DNA methylation and repair, which means it plays a role in anti-aging and long-term cellular health. Think of it as an internal spa day for your cells. It helps regulate gene expression, promotes healthy mitochondrial function, and supports the stability of your DNA. In short, it helps keep you younger, sharper, and less likely to fall apart like a 90s PC. Now, how do you take SAM-E? Most people start at 400 milligrams once or twice daily, depending on the goal. For depression or mood support, 800 milligrams to 1600 milligrams per day is typical. For joint or liver health, some go up to 1200 milligrams daily, split into 2 or 3 doses. But here's the key. Quality and form matter a lot. SAM-E is super sensitive, like cries during commercials level sensitive, and it degrades quickly if not protected properly. So you want to use enteric-coated tablets from brands that package their product in blister packs or special moisture-proof bottles. Don't grab a dusty bottle from the clearance bin. Look for reputable brands that use SAM-E tosylate disulfate, which is the stable, well-researched form used in most clinical trials. A few trusted names include Gero Formulas, Doctor's Best, and Nature Made, just to name a few. Now, here's the part most people miss. SAM-E works best when your B vitamins are on point, specifically B12, folate, preferably methylfolate, not folic acid, and vitamin B6. These help your body recycle homocysteine, a byproduct of SAM-E metabolism, back into methionine, which then makes more SAM-E. If you're low in B12 or folate, SAM-E supplementation can hit a wall, so consider stacking it with a methylated B complex, especially if you have MTHFR genetic variants that affect methylation. Yeah, it sounds like a curse word, but it's a real gene. And speaking of homocysteine, elevated levels have been linked to heart disease, stroke, and brain shrinkage. SAM-E helps reduce homocysteine buildup by keeping the methylation cycle humming. So not only are you boosting your mood and joints, you're also protecting your heart and brain. Not a bad deal for a supplement that sounds like a side character in a Pixar movie. So, what about side effects? For most people, SAM-E is very well tolerated. Occasionally, folks report mild nausea, dry mouth, or a little restlessness at first. These usually fade with time or with dose adjustment. The one big caution, people with bipolar disorder should avoid SAM-E unless under medical supervision, as it can trigger manic episodes in some cases. That's rare but worth noting. Alright, let's wrap this up with a little real talk. SAM-E isn't a miracle drug. It won't make your boss nicer or your in-laws tolerable. But for many people, it's an incredibly effective, well-tolerated, and natural way to support their mental health, joint comfort, liver function, and long-term resilience. It's backed by science, supported by decades of use, and while it's not getting love from the pharmaceutical world, the research community and biohackers are taking notice. So, if you're feeling low, inflamed, sluggish, or just not quite like yourself, SAM-E might be the molecule you didn't know you needed. Think of it as your biochemical support crew, working behind the scenes, tuning up your engine, and helping you function like the high-performance human you were meant to be. Because sometimes, the best solutions aren't in your medicine cabinet. They're already in your body, just waiting for a little boost.